Hey, how y'all doing, baby? It's Monday. Y'all done made it through the weekend. I'm sure y'all went dancing, had a great time, enjoyed your weekend tremendously, and then dutifully went back to work on Monday to start the whole grind all over again. Holidays are coming, so you know everybody's busy, busy, busy. I got a card in the mail. I got a card from Brian Mahaki. I know I messed that name up, buddy, and please forgive me. He is from Elk Run Heights, Iowa. And he wrote a nice little Christmas card and seriously enjoys listening to me. And I'm hoping that we as Americans can stop, take a deep breath, and once again breathe easy, knowing that life is good in the United States. We will make sure that happens. Kelly and I think his nickname's Kelly, or he goes by Kelly. I don't know. That's how he signed it. So anyway, I appreciate the card, buddy, and I appreciate the sentiments. And yes, we are marching towards that time when we can take an easy breath in the America again. But today's not the day, baby. Not yet. There is still shit going on. Are you shitting me? There's all sorts of shit going on in the news. And I got it all written down here. Let me see if I can get through my Scrabble and talk about a little something that's going on. Cohen's a rat. Well, that's the one thing I want to get out of the way. Donnie came out and made a little tweet that Cohen is a rat, Michael Cohen's a rat, and that the FBI broke into his office again. He's spreading that bullshit again. The FBI served a search warrant on his office. They didn't break in. They weren't burglars. They weren't shit. They were law officials doing their job. And Donnie doesn't care about law. He doesn't. Donnie thinks he is the one that is supposed to make up the law, and that's one of our problems that we are having in the country. I'm looking at my notes here, people. I got my mind full of a lot of shit right now. It's kind of difficult. I got to watch my blood pressure. And I have been told that directly. Anyway, Ryan Zinke is going to resign as Interior Secretary. I think we mentioned that the other day, but if he thinks that's going to save his ass from the investigations that are fixing to come, I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. But the big news is Donnie's I'm jumping all over the place, people. I'm sorry. Donnie's got one thing on his mind. Donnie's down in Mar-a-Lago for one thing. That's why I'm wearing my Mar-a-Lago shirt that says Mar-a-Lago, if you get my beard out the way. And it says golden sunshine, golden showers, and fine Russian hospitality. Religious restrictions apply. That's what the shirt says. But that's what you can get down there is fine Russian hospitality, and Donnie's going to be down there soaking that up for a few days. As the witch hunt continues. That's what he's tweeting out again. He does it all the time. Right now, his White House is under investigation. His campaign is under investigation. His transition team is under investigation. His inauguration is under investigation. And his businesses are under investigation. Think about a witch hunt? I don't think so, buddy. Donnie said it's an insurance policy until we get him out. That's why this investigation's going on. It's not because Donnie is a criminal con man asshole. No, it's an insurance policy because we didn't want him as president. You damn right we didn't. Because the majority of people in this country saw what he was, a lying, stinking con man who conned a lot of people in this country, but they're starting to gather their senses. I know they are, because you can see it in certain stories. And what Senator Lamar Alexander, that guy out of Tennessee, baby, I got family in Tennessee. Well, he's leaving, baby. He's done made up the decision not to run for re-election. Remember right before all the midterms, there's a lot of them Republicans, I don't think I'm going to run anymore. It's the same thing's going to happen in 2020. They don't want to run again because they're going to have to answer for this shit. And when I mean answer for this shit, you know, I'm going to get off my topic here. You know, when I look back at the other big event in my life, Nixon, when I was young, when I first had a taste of politics, the first taste of getting stabbed in the back by a politician who said one thing and turned out to be something else. Conned. And I have told this story before. That was the first con I fell for. Nixon. Nixon, when he was running for re-election, I got a secret plan to win in Vietnam. And we found out he was a crook. He's right there in the White House talking about paying off bribes and all this so people keep their mouths shut. Sound familiar? Yeah, sounds like Donnie. But let me tell you something. I remember the reason that Nixon resigned. Nixon resigned because of the public inquiries that the House and the Senate were going on. They didn't take it behind closed doors. They made it in public because the people demanded it. And in those open hearings is when we heard John Dean talk about a cancer on the White House. I told the president. That's when we heard some guy stand up there and tell you, yes, I am aware of listening devices in the White House. And that sparked the whole thing right there, baby. It was a nation that would not tolerate a crook in the White House. That's what got him out. The impeachment did not get Nixon out. After the impeachment, he was waiting for Senate to get him out of the House. I mean, throw him out of the House. Throw him out of the White House. But he resigned before that could happen. Because one by one, those Republican senators flipped. They started turning their back on Nixon because they could not stand up to the tape recordings of Nixon talking about payoffs. They can't deny the truth any longer. And they turned on him. And Nixon knew what was coming. So Nixon did the only honorable thing he could do, and that was to resign. The same thing has to happen this time. The same thing. Open hearings. I don't want closed hearings behind closed doors because we're going to talk about national security or some bullshit. No, I want to know what dirty deeds the man has done, because isn't that what Michael Cohen told us, his dirty deeds? I'm not talking about paying off hookers, paying off porn stars. Like I told you before, nobody gives a shit. Nobody on the Republican Party is gonna flip for Donnie because he screwed around on his wife. Hell, he screwed around on all of his wives. Whenever I say that, I always remember Newt Gingrich. You know, the moral majority, the way these people that stand up there and talk about their values and the values of government. Well, guess what, assholes? You elected a person married 3 times, screws around on every one of his wives, screws around on this wife, all this shit, and you voted for him anyway. So that is not going to be the thing that gets him out. It is going to be his crimes, and with every part of his life now under investigation, it's going to be the whole family, and we know it. We know it as we watch Giuliani come out there, the man that used to be called America's mayor, the one that used to have a reputation, who is now nothing but a clown. Over my dead body. That's what Giuliani said. That's what the chances, if Mueller wants to talk to Donnie, it'll be over my dead body. That's what he has become, a scumbag. But you know that last Friday when they cleared that federal courthouse in Washington there, they cleared the whole floor there because they had a secret indictment sealed. I don't want anybody to know about it. That's why it's a sealed indictment, baby. I wouldn't lay odds that it wasn't for Donnie. Because Mueller wants to talk to Donnie. Mueller still wants to talk to you, buddy. And he don't want to. Why? Because what Rudy said it. Because if he testifies if he takes a deposition in front of Mueller or whatever, he's going to lie. He has no other choice but to lie through his teeth and tell others to lie. The difference being is we have to care because they don't. They don't care. They are willing to turn a blind eye to this, but we will not. Abdullah Hussein. No, that's not a terrorist. Don't get excited, because if you were Donnie's people out there, they hear a name like that, it's got to be a terrorist. Abdullah Hussein? Are you shitting me? It's a 2-year-old sitting in a hospital out in California, ventilator on life support. And his mother cannot come to see him. She lives in Egypt. She was born in Yemen. And because of Donnie's travel ban, she is not allowed to come into this country to see her dying 2-year-old son. You can't throw a blanket on a problem and expect to solve it. Just hide it. Ban everybody and nobody comes in. That way we're safe. No. There's consequences to that shit. And Abdullah is one that's going to pay that price. His mother will pay that price. The little girl who died trying to cross our borders paid that price. The price for freedom. Isn't that, we've always said that you have to fight for that? That our whole history we can be proud of because of the people that stood up and fought for freedom. Well, that's what these refugees are. They're fighting for freedom. 45 years later, Donnie wants to deport some of them. Because they're from Vietnam and they came in during the refugees. Anybody with the refugee, we need to get out of this country. That's Donnie's thought. You know, right before I came down here, I saw James Comey coming out of the House. I think it was the Judiciary Committee or the investigations in there, and he came out and he made the comment that he just wasted a whole lot more time about talking about Hillary. But he made a comment there, and he called out the Republic. I got a lot of it jibber-jabberly written down. He was telling Republicans to stand up like an American and stop being afraid of Fox News. Bullshit Mountain Fox spews the bullshit anti-American, might as well be Russian TV bullshit that spouts out this man's shit every day. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of tweets. Don't be afraid of being called a name. Don't be afraid to lose your next election. Stand up and be an American. That's what he was saying. That this man attacks the rule of law. He attacks the FBI. He lies constantly. And it is an everlasting shame, the silence of the GOP. That's what Comey said. Comey's a Republican. He ain't a saint. I never call anybody a saint. But I believe he speaks the truth. Because we all see it in this man every day. Every lie that comes out of his mouth while we watch Republican pundits show up on TV to explain it away. To tell you that the crime is not a crime. The truth is not the truth. They have taken every value we have in this country and shoved it down a toilet. And they're waiting to flush it, and we can't let them, baby. It's up to us to rescue the society. Nobody else is going to do it. It's going to be by our voice that he's going to leave. It was by our voice that Nixon resigned. It was the people in the street demanding that the Senate hold that man accountable. And every one of them got scared because every one of them was worried about their next re-election. So they better do what the people say. That's damn right. Because if they're not doing what his constituents want, he's just another crook. Well, after 1 year of the big tax cut for the rich, I've seen a story where U.S. companies are set to have a record buyback in their stock. Oh, yeah, they're going to invest it in new businesses. They're going to invest it in their employees and all that bullshit that, that you were sold. But no, they're giving that money back to their stockholders in a big buyback of their stocks so all the rich people can get their payoff, baby. That's what it was all about. It was about the payoff. And now we're going into an era of now we're going to have to fight for the Affordable Care Act. They're going to have to go to the Supreme Court. Has to go to the Supreme Court because the judge here in Texas struck down the mandatory mandate. So therefore, the whole law is no good, and we're going to go to the Supreme Court and try to kill it. That's what the Republicans have been doing ever since they got in power. Ever since Obama made it, they've been against it, and now people have had it for years. And they're used to it, and they like what it says. And they like what it does. It covers their families, pre-existing conditions, lifetime limits, all sorts of shit. But the Republicans want to flush it down the toilet. And they're acting to do so, but at the same time, if they come out and talk to their constituents, oh, we're going to give you great health care. We're going to take care of pre-existing. Don't worry about it. It's all going to be good. Don't believe them. It's a freaking lie. It's a con job, just like everything else they do. And I know what that does to people, because this last Friday, I'm joining those people who are going to have a choice. I'm going to have a choice. Either keep my house or keep my insurance, my health insurance, because I can't afford both of them anymore. And there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Americans in that same boat. You're going to have to make a choice between if you have a house to live in, or if you have health insurance, if you can afford to eat or have health insurance, or any of the other shit that you got to have. We're not all rich, baby. I'm not getting a big buyback from stocks, but a lot of people will. But I noticed that the Dow today was down 548 points. It was 438 when I first wrote it down. And then right before I walked out the door to come down here, I looked over there again. It was down 548. This economy is going to tank. It could not ride on that line forever. Obama did this. Obama gave you that recovery. That's who did it. Donnie is the one that is going to kill it, just like everything Donnie has ever touched. Everything Donnie touches dies. And our country will be no different, with his grubby little shitty fingerprints all over everything in this country. We risk the death of our very institutions, the death of our democracy, by allowing these kind of criminals in our house. The Constitution, Article 2, Section 4. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Not just for the president. It's for every one of those stinking assholes in our Congress, in our Senate, in the cabinet. Well, I don't think that covers the Senate. I'm sorry, in the cabinet. All his appointments. Not sure. I guess I'd have to ask a constitutional lawyer about that. I don't know everything, people. I'm just like y'all. I'm just a man that's pissed off, and got pissed off because I saw what was coming. Been doing this over 2 years, baby. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to try my best not to stop. But life might get in the way. And I might have to make a choice of keeping this going or go out and get a job so we can keep our health insurance. Anyway. Remember Abdullah Hassan, because he's going to die. And let's hope his mom gets there. It's up to us, people, to take care of this country. It always has been, since the beginning. We've been through so many turmoils and conflicts in our history. This is just another one, baby. But patriots will stand up and they will fight for it. And that's what we all are. That's what you are. Willing to stand up and fight for the rights of everybody in this country. Not for the wealthy, but for everybody. Everybody gets a shot. Everybody has a right to live. Everybody has a right to health care. It's not a commodity. You can't buy your health. Donnie thinks Saturday Night Live and NBC should be taken to court and what, I don't know, take away their right to broadcast because Donnie gets a little torqued off because they make fun of him on Saturday Night Live. That's the little cheap bastard he is. Got his feelings hurt. And he just as soon shut him down because, like I said, he is the man. He'll make the law. He'll determine what's right, what's wrong. He'll determine who gets a contract in our government. Get a little cut there for the Trump organization, you know. Woo! Well, it looks like about all I got today. Ain't that enough for a Monday? Are you shitting me? And the same thing's going to go on tomorrow. It's going to happen again tomorrow. We're all going to be entertained by this shit show. Until we remove him. So stay in the fight, baby. All that we did up until the midterms, that was like training for the Olympics. Well, guess what, baby? The games are here. It's not the time to quit. It's not the time to back down or slow down. Now it's the time to demand the answers that this country deserves, baby. And it's our voice that'll do that. So, anyway, like, share, and subscribe. John Brideveau of Blue Dot in Texas on YouTube. John Brideveau on Facebook. John Brideveau Speaks, Blue Dot Family. Go by there and join the family, baby. It's growing all the time, and we need as many people in there as we could possibly get. And on Twitter, at the Blue Dot in Texas. I want to thank everybody on our Patreon list and those that donate occasionally to us. It means the world to me, and if we could get you to go by there and donate $1 a month if you think I'm worth it, and to keep us going on here, it would be greatly appreciated. And let's hope that we can keep this thing going. Because I want to, because we're not done yet. And I don't want to have to go take a job where they're going to say, well, you know, you're going to have to shave that beard off. And then we got a problem. Anyway, like I said, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Don't forget, subscriptions over on YouTube are free. You can go by over there and punch the little subscription box and you'll get notified and all that stuff. Y'all stay active, stay informed. It's the most important thing we can do right now as American citizens is to stand up for this country. James Comey said it all, baby. Don't be afraid of tweets or what your neighbor thinks or anything like that. If you know you're on solid ground, baby, it feels good to stand there and let them know that you're proud of what you're saying. Anyway, y'all take care, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.